You're tuning into Black and White Sports on YouTube. The no-holds-barred truth on sports. The main event starts now.
I'm back. Rodrans for Black and White Sports. Make sure you slam that subscribe button if you are new to the channel. And guys, to all of our subscribers, share the hell out of our videos, okay? We think there's a possibility that YouTube is suppressing some of our videos. So, by God, we'll fight back. Share our videos. Okay, so, because I know we got a loyal following, we thank you guys. Now, share. Okay, so, we're going to talk about two things. Number one, two people have come out and said they want to fight Tyson. We covered the Tyson-Jones fight the other night. Tyson dominated the fight. John Matrix did a follow-up video on after the fight. Absolutely dominated. They called it a draw. In no fathomable world was that damn fight a draw. Tyson dominated from beginning to end. Absolutely dominated. I even got the sense at some points that Mike was trying to not hurt Roy Jones. Like, he would get in close, and sometimes, Tyson would throw punches that you knew had some power, but I never felt like he wanted to unload on Roy Jones. Because I just had this feeling. He was like, I can knock this guy's head off. And but it was clear. It was very clear. Mike Tyson is taking this comeback seriously. He was in phenomenal shape the other night. It was very clear he had been training. It was very clear Roy Jones did not take this seriously and was probably in it for the payday. Mike made $10 million. Roy made $3 million. Buster Douglas, James Buster Douglas that famously upset Mike Tyson back in the day, that they cut in on ESPN. I can't remember what was live. I think it was baseball. Way back in the day, 30 years ago or whatever it's been. They cut in and said, I will never forget, Mike Tyson has been defeated in Japan, if I remember correctly, by Buster Douglas. And everybody in the entire country in unison said, who? James Buster Douglas. Which, by the way, followed up with a fight against Evander Holyfield. And James Buster Douglas got knocked the F out by Evander Holyfield. Okay? A lot of people don't remember. It was Tyson, Douglas, Holyfield in that title stretch. Okay? And this is what they said talking about this bout. Now, Evander come out and said, my side tried to make the fight happen. We got nothing but excuses. Holyfield is 58 years old. But we'll talk about his conditioning in a minute. He said in a press release Monday per Sportsnet, now I see why he wanted a tune-up fight, Tyson, before thinking about fighting me. Roy Jones was a good local opponent for Mike. Wow. But a fight with me would be a global event. And the only fight anyone wants to see is a fight between us. There's absolutely no reason we should not make it happen. This is the fight that must happen for both of our legacies. And this, of course, would be Tyson Holyfield 3. And Tyson once famously bit part of Evander Holyfield's ear off. This is what Buster Douglas said. Sure, I would welcome the opportunity, Douglas said, whose knockout of Tyson remains one of the largest in sports history's biggest defeats. Being a prize fighter all those years and still feeling pretty good today, you always feel like you have one more fight. Very quickly, they did talk to George Foreman, and Foreman believes Tyson is gearing up to fight younger fighters, just like he did back in the day. Now, Foreman had a hell of a second run. I got all of his pay-per-views when Foreman was having that comeback. And some of those fights might have been on HBO too. But there were big fights. Tommy Morrison, et cetera, et cetera. But Foreman is thinking he's getting ready, Tyson is, for a true boxing comeback. There's been mention of Tyson Fury. Mike Tyson, do not take that fight. You will get obliterated by Tyson Fury. I don't think anybody, look, Lennox Lewis is even talking about coming back. Keep it in that in that area. Rein it in. All you guys from that area can all fight each other. Frankly, I will buy every single fight if they're even halfway competitive, because frankly, boxing stinks right now. I love boxing. I loved boxing. And I would gladly watch these old guys fight. I would. Now, look, Triller needs to do a little things to their promotion. Like, how about we cut out a couple of the rap acts? Not that I got a problem with rap, but just cut out a couple of acts and throw another boxing match in there. Get a second co-headliner that's not a circus, not a Jake Paul versus Nate Robinson. Get a couple of actual named fighters in there. Whatever you got to do. Shit, get Conor McGregor against somebody in the undercard or the co-main event, and then the pay-per-views would be out of this world. Now, Tyson, Roy Jones sold 1.2 million pay-per-views. That is huge. That's a monster number. And you might be like, really, Rhodes? Well, to give you an idea, Deontay Wilder, Tyson Fury 2 only did 850,000. Earlier this year. Destroyed it. And in the last 5 years, you had Pac-Man and Floyd, which did an absurd number, up over 5 million. Okay, I think it's the most pay-per-view buys ever. Then Canelo Gennady did 1.3. Tyson and Jones are the third. It's the third biggest pay-per-view buy in 5 years in boxing. The third biggest, and would have been second biggest. Came within 100,000 buys of the second largest pay-per-view in boxing. You might be like, I know some of you are thinking, but Conor and Floyd, not considered a pure boxing match. That did 4 million, but it was not considered a pure. They considered that a boxer versus a UFC fighter. Okay, so it is removed from that category when you look at the ranks. All right, it was like a hybrid event. It was not two pure boxers. Okay, not two pure boxers. So, you can bet your ass there's going to be another fight for sure. Tyson said he wants 3 more fights. What's Razor Ruddock doing these days? Lennox Lewis is talking about coming back. Is this just going to be a trifecta of the old heavyweights all lining up against Tyson? Wouldn't that be great? I wish Tyson would really take it serious. And I wish he'd knock out all 3. Son of a bitch. I would love that. I would love to see Tyson just lay waste to him. I like Holyfield a lot. Good God, that dude's still in phenomenal shape. As good a shape as Mike's in, Holyfield is in crazy shape, even right now. My only problem with Holyfield is the last few times I've heard him talk, he feels a little punch drunk to me. He really does. Tell me what you think, black and white sports fans. Peace. I'm out. Till next time.
Thanks for watching the show. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Be sure to tune in next time on Black and White Sports.